Hello students, good morning and welcome to your beautiful channel that is 33.physics for you. In this video lecture, basically we are going to discuss about Davison and Germer experiment. Right, so our today's lecture is based on Davison and our today's lecture is based on Davison and Germer experiment. Let us first draw the experimental setup. We are going to discuss initially about experimental setup. So this is the experimental setup for Davison and Germer experiment. You can see here that we have an electron gun. In that I have drawn a coil over here. You can see that coil is made up of tungsten filament coated with barium oxide, right? This filament is coated with barium oxide and it is made up of tungsten. Now here, when current of low tension is allowed to pass through this coil will get heated up and it will emit electrons following the process of thermionic emission, right? हमने already discuss किया है कि there are three different types of emission. एक है field emission, दूसरा था photoelectric emission और एक जो था वो था thermionic emission. So in thermionic emission what happens, we have to heat a metal plate, right? अगर हम metal plate को heat करेंगे then electrons will be emitted from it and this process is known as thermionic emission. So same way यहाँ पे हम low tension, with the help of low tension we are heating the coil, right, and it will emit electrons. Now in order to get beam of electrons, these electrons are allowed to pass through a cylinder having a very small hole, so that the electrons coming out of it will form a beam of electrons. Now in order to accelerate these electrons, हमें electron को accelerate करना है, we have to supply energy to this electron. So we are connecting this cylinder with a high tension, a very high voltage. यहाँ पे एक चीज ध्यान रखनी है, that is this cylinder must be connected with the positive terminal, right? Then only electron will be attracted. Otherwise electron जो होंगे वो repel होंगे. We want to increase the speed of electrons. So जो electrons यहाँ से बाहर निकलेंगे, so that electrons will be attracted and hence will perform an accelerated motion towards this cylinder. So the electrons coming out of this cylinder will form a beam of electrons. अब ये जो beam of electrons है, that electrons were allowed to fall on a nickel crystal, Ni crystal, right? So obviously this electron will get scattered in different direction. अब हमें ये जो electrons scatter हो रहे हैं, we want to find the number of electrons scattering at different direction, different angle you can say. So for that we have placed a detector over here and this detector is connected with a galvanometer in order to measure the current flowing through it, right? हमें current पता चलेगा and based on that current we can find the formula Q is equal to Ne. You can easily find the number of electron scattering at a particular angle. Let us say this angle is angle theta. So at this angle how many number of electrons are scattering we can easily find. So this detector is movable detector. This can move over the entire path, right, at an angle of 180 degree. Clear? This was the experimental setup which was performed. This experiment was performed by Davison and Zermer in 1927. Right. Now the main aim for performing this experiment was to check the concept of classical physics. The main aim of these two scientists to perform this experiment is to check the concept of classical physics. Concept was the number of scattered electrons are independent of this scattering angle. First one was number of scattered electrons are independent of scattering angle. This was the first one. And the second one is this number, that is the number of scattered electrons, hardly depends on energy of incident electron. Energy of incident electrons, right? So the number of scattered electrons is independent of scattering angle, that is, it will not depend on scattering angle, as well as it is independent on the energy. With the help of this high tension, you can increase or decrease the energy of this incident electrons, right? So energy of incident electrons पे this number will not depend, as well as this number is not going to depend on the scattering angle, right? Before this, let us briefly discuss about de Broglie's hypothesis. In 1924, Louis de Broglie said that if a light can behave like a particle, then under certain condition, a particle must behave like a wave. Particle must behave like a wave. Under certain given condition, a particle must behave like a wave. In 1924, he said, right? Till 1927, we were not having any experimental evidence for this. In 1927, Davison and Zermer performed this experiment. This was the main idea or the logic for performing this experiment, to check the concept of classical physics. In this vacuum chamber, Davison and Zermer placed, by mistake of course, a liquefied gas filled bottle. इस चैम्बर के अंदर वो लोग liquefied gas filled bottle was kept unknowingly, right? That was not their aim. But somehow that bottle got bursted, bottle got blast in it, right? So due to that blast, the crystal of nickel got damaged, Ni crystal got damaged, right? So what happened is that the surface of this nickel crystal became irregular, that is rough surface. Now remember, in order to study scattering, the surface must be smooth, otherwise you will get irregular scattering, like what you have learned in standard 10. There are two types of reflection, regular reflection and irregular reflection. Irregular reflection will depend on the nature of the surface, right? What we want, that the scattering must be pure scattering. In that case, the surface of this crystal must be smooth, right? But due to that blast, the surface became rough. Now nickel crystal is a crystalline solid, right? So if you heat that crystal at higher temperature and you allow it to cool on its own, then all its atoms will arrange themselves in a definite lattice manner, right? And you will get a smooth surface again. So that they did, उन्होंने क्या किया? They heated this crystal at very high temperature. As a result, they again got the surface very smooth because it is a crystalline solid. Now they repeated the same experiment, but now the case was different. These scattered electrons were showing the properties of X-rays. The scattered electron in this case was showing the properties of X-rays, which simply means that these electrons are behaving like a wave. So this was the first experimental evidence that a particle can behave like a wave, and because of this, these two scientists got Nobel Prize for that, right? Look, जैसे ज़्यादातर एक्सपेरिमेंट में क्या होता है, scientists were trying to obtain some other thing and accidentally they are ended up with some different thing. Exactly in this case में भी यही हुआ, right? In this case also the same thing happened. scientists were trying to check the concept of classical physics, and they ended up in proving that a particle can behave like a wave. So this was the first experimental evidence that a particle can behave like a wave. Now, the graph of intensity versus scattering angle for different high tension voltage were plotted by these two scientists, and this graph were between voltage 44 to 64 or 68, right? First graph was something like this. This type of graph were there. This was for 44 volt. This is for 48 volt. This is for 54 volt, 64 volt, and 68 volt. Right. So in this graph, you can see that the number of electrons are scattered maximum at 50 degree, 54 volt, 50 degree, right? So for this particular case, if we use the concept of Louis de Broglie, that is, according to him, wavelength lambda is equal to h by mv. Now, we know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, and that is equal to ev, right? So if you take 2 on the other side, mv square will be equal to 2ev. Multiply by m on both these sides, so m square v square will be equal to 2mev, right? So mv will be, mv will be equal to root of 2mev. Let us put this in equation 1. Let this be equation number 1. Substituting value in equation 1, above value you can write, or from equation 2 in equation 1, you will get lambda is equal to h over under root 2mev, right? Now if you put the value of h, we know that value of h is here, value of h is 6.625 into 10 to the power minus 34. Mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Charge of electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and the voltage is 54 volt. Right, so if you put all these values in this equation, you will get the value of lambda as, you will get as lambda is equal to 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter, right? And the experimental value of wavelength, this lambda, experimental value of this wavelength was found to be lambda is equal to 1.65 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter. This was the experimental value. The experimental value is exactly similar to the value calculated by using Louis de Broglie's hypothesis, right? Hence, we can say that here a particle, that is an electron, is behaving like a wave. So this was the first experimental evidence that a particle can behave like a wave. Quite simple and easiest topic, right? The first thing is that you should know this figure and you have to explain this well. Let us just quickly revise this. Here you can see that this system is known as electron gun, where a tungsten filament coated with barium oxide, right, is heated with low tension by allowing a current to pass through it. As a result, electrons will be emitted from it. In order to get a beam of electron, in front of this gun, we are placing a hollow cylinder, a cylinder with a very, very small hole, which is connected with high tension, so that you can accelerate the electrons through the cylinder. The electrons coming out of this cylinder will be in the form of beam. So, you will get a beam of electrons, and this beam of electrons were allowed to fall on a nickel crystal. Electrons were scattering at different angles. So, in order to detect different electrons at different angles, we are connecting a detector which can rotate at an angle of 180 degree, which is connected with the galvanometer. This galvanometer will help us to find the current flowing through it, and hence we can find the number of electrons scattered at different angle. The whole system is kept in a vacuum chamber, right? The main aim behind this experiment is to check the concept of classical physics, that is, number of scattered electrons is independent of scattering angle, as well as this angle hardly depends on energy of incident electrons. In 1924, Louis de Broglie suggested that a particle can behave like a wave if a wave is behaving like a particle, right? This we will discuss in coming lecture. The detail about this thing will be discussed in our next video lecture. So, due to some reason they forgot a liquefied gas filled bottle in this, which got blasted in it, and that blast damaged the surface of nickel crystal. In order to get a uniform surface, they heated this crystal at very high temperature and allowed it to cool it down, as a result of which you got a smooth surface, right? So, they got again a smooth surface, and they repeated this experiment. Now, they found that this scattered electron was showing the properties of X-rays, which simply means that these scattered electrons are showing the properties of wave, that is, electrons are behaving like a wave, right? Why electrons are behaving like a wave after heating a nickel crystal? When we heat this nickel crystal, it will be converted into a single crystal, and when electrons are incident on a single crystal, it was found that they will show the properties of wave. This is the characteristics, that when electrons falls on a single crystal, it will show the characteristic of wave. This was the conclusion, that why electrons are behaving like a wave. Now, they plotted a graph of intensity versus scattering angle. This angle theta is known as scattering angle. So, they plotted the graph of intensity versus scattering angle for 44 volt, 48 volt, 54 volt, 64 volt and 68 volt. The graphs were like this. Now, they selected a particular graph of 54 volt where scattering is maximum at 50 degree. Number of electrons are scattered maximum at 50 degree and 54 volt. For this graph, they calculated the wavelength of the electrons, right? So, the calculation shows that the wavelength should be 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter by using all this concept. And when they measured the wavelength of the scattered electron, that found they found that the value is 1.65 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So, these two values are very close to each other, and hence you can say that Louis de Broglie's concept that a particle can behave like a wave is experimentally also verified. Clear? So, this is it for today's video lecture. In next video lecture, we are going to discuss about what Louis de Broglie suggested, what is its wavelength and all that things, right? Thank you.